Hey Chem Kids, Mr. C here. Now we're going to do part two of this lab. Like the last part, we looked at the effect that concentration has to do with the reaction rate. For this part, we're going to look at the effect of temperature. So we're going to do a bunch of different temperatures. We're going to do a 5 degree Celsius, which is pretty close to freezing, 15 degrees Celsius, whatever the room temperature is in here, and then we're also going to do 35 degrees Celsius. So if I look here, we are pretty much ready. So I have my 5 degrees Celsius ones here. So I measured out 5 milliliters of solution A. I'm going to pour that into my test tube. 5 milliliters of solution B. And now we're going to mix them. And once again, just like in the last part, I want you to just time the time it takes. So this is for 5 degrees Celsius. So I'm mixing them together and we're going to time how long it takes to turn blue. So we're going to just keep watching it, watching it. And there we go, it's blue. So record that time, and then whenever you have that time recorded, come back for the next trial. Okay, now we're doing trial 2. So now these two are at 15 degrees Celsius. I measured out 5 milliliters of each. So I'm going to pour the A into A and the B into B. As soon as I mix them, I want you to go ahead and start recording the time. So I'm going to mix them now. Go ahead and record that time and see how long it takes for the color to change to blue. There we go. So record that time. Once you record the time, go ahead and come back for our next trial. Welcome back. We're going to do trial 3 now. This is at room temperature, which in here is right around 18 or 19 degrees Celsius. So it's probably not going to be a whole lot different than that 15 degrees Celsius. So make sure you're careful with your time. But I'm mixing them now, so start those timers. And we'll see how long it takes to turn blue. There we go. So stop, record that time, and then come back for our last trial. Okay, Chem Kids, for our last trial, I've heated these two up to about 35 degrees Celsius. So they're not super hot, but they're a little toasty. So I'm going to dump them in their beakers. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to mix them together. We're going to see how long it takes to turn blue. So I'm mixing now. Start those timers. And we're going to see how long it takes to turn blue. There you go. There you got it. So make sure to record that time. And that is the last data for this trial. So make sure to go ahead and answer the question that's associated with this part. And then your last thing to do is you have three other questions to do. There's going to be one that's what other factors can affect the rate of reaction. That's all the way back from our notes. So make sure to talk about those. We're going to talk, and then I'm going to ask you about how does collision theory, so all those particles colliding together in the right way with the right energy, how does that relate to chemical reactions? So kind of talk about that. It doesn't have to be anything super in depth, but how do chemicals and molecules colliding together result in chemical reactions? Is basically what that question is asking. And then finally, for your last one, I just want you to write a short conclusion. Just tell me, what did you learn in this lab? What did you learn about reaction rates? What did you learn about collision theory? What did you learn about this unit? Did you learn anything new, or did you was just confirming what you already knew? Like, yeah, I understood that this was the effect temperature would have, and this is the effect concentration would have. And if that's the case, just say, hey, it just confirmed my beliefs. Or you can say, I learned something new. I just want you to write a short, 1 to 2 sentences. You can write more if you want to, but it doesn't have to be anything grand. And then once you're done with that, just go ahead and press submit on this quiz, and you are done with the lab. And then you can work on our study guide for this unit. And then our test is later this week, either Wednesday or Thursday, depending if you're a B or C day kid. So I will see you guys on test there. If you have any questions, let me know.